Hello and welcome to W News. Today we're taking a closer look at one of the most important political events of the year, the G7 Summit. The Group of Seven, or G7, is an organization made up of 7 major advanced economies: the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy and Japan. Together, these countries represent a significant share of the global economy and often coordinate policies on international security, trade, energy and global crises. Although the G7 cannot directly create international laws, decisions made at these meetings often influence governments, financial markets and diplomatic relations around the world. This year's summit is attracting extraordinary attention because several major global challenges are unfolding at the same time. One of the most closely watched figures at this year's summit is U.S. President Donald Trump. As the leader of the world's largest economy, Trump's position carries enormous influence over international policy discussions. During the summit, Trump held talks with several world leaders, including Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Recent discussions have focused on efforts to reduce international tensions, strengthen economic cooperation and explore diplomatic solutions to ongoing conflicts. Because the United States remains a key military, political and economic power, many governments are paying close attention to Washington's position on global issues. Supporters say Trump's direct negotiating style may help achieve breakthroughs in difficult international disputes. Critics, however, argue that some of his policies create uncertainty among traditional allies. Regardless of political views, few would disagree that Trump's participation has become one of the defining elements of this year's summit. Several major topics dominate discussions at the summit. First is international security and the ongoing war in Ukraine. Leaders are discussing future support measures, security guarantees and possible diplomatic initiatives aimed at reducing violence and improving stability. Another major topic is the situation in the Middle East. Recent diplomatic developments involving the United States and Iran have attracted worldwide attention, and leaders are evaluating how these changes could affect regional security and global energy markets. Economic concerns are also high on the agenda. Governments are discussing inflation, supply chains, technological competition and the future of artificial intelligence. AI has become an increasingly important topic, as countries race to develop new technologies while also considering safety, regulation and economic impacts. Climate change and energy security are also being discussed, particularly following recent concerns about extreme weather patterns linked to El Niño. Taken together, these issues make this year's summit one of the most significant international gatherings in recent years. While world leaders meet inside conference halls, a very different scene is unfolding outside. Thousands of demonstrators have gathered in and around Paris to protest against a variety of issues. Some protesters argue that major international institutions do not adequately represent ordinary citizens. Others are demanding stronger action on climate change, economic inequality and social justice. There are also groups criticizing military spending and foreign policy decisions made by major governments. Most demonstrations have remained peaceful, although authorities have deployed large numbers of police officers to maintain security around summit venues. For many protesters, the summit represents an opportunity to draw global attention to concerns they believe are being overlooked by political leaders. The contrast between discussions inside the summit and demonstrations outside has become one of the most talked about aspects of this year's event. As the summit continues, several important meetings and negotiations are still taking place. World leaders are expected to release additional statements and policy announcements in the coming days. Financial markets, international organizations and governments around the world are closely watching the outcome of these discussions. Whether the summit ultimately produces major breakthroughs remains to be seen. However, it has already highlighted some of the biggest challenges facing the world today: security, economic stability, technological change and public trust in political institutions. The conversations taking place in Paris may influence international policy long after the summit ends. This is Daniel Williams for W News. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for the latest world news and global updates.